Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of our 14-day core and mindfulness challenge. So, you may have seen the post for this challenge and gotten really excited, and I hope that you still are. But you may have thought, this is amazing. I'm going to do this core challenge. I'm going to do all the crunches, all the leg lifts, all the planks, and at the end of it, my abs are going to look amazing. And I hope that your core still feels amazing at the end of this series, but you may not get to it in the way that you thought it was going to happen. And that part is very exciting for me because one of the things that I've learned working with women over the last few years in the online space, I've worked with women for many, many years prior to this, but particularly within the online space, I get to dive a little bit deeper with them. And one of the things that I'm really noticing is that they've lost a connection with themselves. When we talk about healing the body, and whether that means fat loss or more energy, better digestion, better skin, a better immune system, all of that is encompassed within our health. Less stress. But the issue is that a lot of us can't connect. So when we think about using the core and doing our abdominal training, if we cannot quiet the brain enough to connect with our muscles, that becomes a problem. So to me, I want a strong core so that I can be functional when I'm in my 80s, so that I can pick myself up off the floor, so that I can have better balance because it's all part of our balance. When I have people come to me and talk about working their core, they're often talking about losing body fat, looking better, feeling better in their clothing, which I think every woman should feel amazing in their body. And I think that when we're looking at how we connect with our bodies and the amount of stress that we carry within our bodies, that's where a lot of the clients that I work with run into issues. For most of the women that I work with, they are living in a fight or flight state. So they have constant chronic stress that impacts their body. And when we talk about belly fat in particular, when we have chronic levels of high cortisol, which is our stress hormone, that can also lead to disrupted or dysregulated hormones and increased belly fat that becomes very difficult to get rid of. So today, we're going to really focus on getting connected with our body. Last year, I took a certification in somatic exercise. Some of you may have heard of somatics previously. It's very buzzy and it's a big buzzword in the industry today. So the word soma means of the living body. So it's that connection between ourselves, our mind, and our body, and being able to feel and listen, pay attention to the cues that our body is giving us. Hana Somatics, which is the type of somatic exercise I was trained in, is specifically used for that connection, but also to help with muscle tension release, to help with digestion, injuries. So it has many uses, but also to help calm the nervous system. We are going to do a very simple body scan, so a soma scan, which involves some breath work. You can do this seated in a chair, reclined in your lazy boy, lying on your bed. I'll be on my mat. You might want to have pillows, blankets to get comfortable. It doesn't take very long, but it allows us to get connected with our system. So I will invite you to get comfortable in any position that works for you. If at any time something does not feel comfortable, don't do it. You can just think about it, visualize it, eyes open, eyes closed, whatever is within your comfort. All right. Anytime that we're working with the mind and body, we always want that to feel comfortable. If you have a nervous system that is way up here, that's when we want to move slowly into some of this breath work and getting connected with the body again, because we may not have been connected with our body for a very long time. So again, just do this as something that feels really good, really comfortable for you. And it's an opportunity to explore our own own self, an opportunity to get curious, to connect with our body, with some of the feelings that we have. Maybe you'll notice some tummy rumbling digestively, or even maybe you'll feel, ooh, I didn't notice that this didn't feel so good, but maybe you'll also notice that this actually feels really amazing. All right, so coming into this without any expectations or judgments, and again, always to your comfort. So I'm going to get into my comfort space, which is lying down on my mat. So just spend a few minutes just allowing the body to release and just melt into the position, whether you're seated in a chair or you are lying on your back, maybe on your mat, on your bed, and just doing a little scan, traveling up and down the body. We're going to start with a few deep breaths. So first taking a big inhale through the nose or the mouth. And then exhaling fully. And again, inhaling either through the nose or the mouth. And then again, exhaling fully out through the nose or the mouth. Exhaling all of the air from the lungs. And allowing all of the tension that you may be feeling to release from the body. And if it's within your comfort, we're going to take one hand, place it on the abdomen or the belly, and taking the other hand, placing it on the rib cage. And just paying attention and noticing the sensations, allowing the rib cage to relax and release. And then again, we're going to take a nice deep inhale either through the nose or the mouth, filling the belly with air, allowing the belly to rise. And then exhaling fully, feeling the rib cage draw inwards as the diaphragm releases. And then again, when you're ready, take another nice deep inhale, filling the belly with air. And then exhale fully, let everything go, let the shoulders drop, let the neck relax. Then you can place the hands either beside you or wherever they're comfortable. And just continue to take those nice deep breaths. We're going to start at the top of the head and moving down to the back of the head and just noticing how the head feels in contact with the surface behind it. Or just how the back of the head feels in general. Does it feel light or does it feel heavy? Just sensing and noticing. Then moving down through the neck, allowing those neck muscles to release and relax, taking a nice deep breath in. And as you relax, you can sigh it out if you want to, and just allow those neck muscles to relax even more. Moving down to the shoulders and around to the front of the chest. Just noticing as you take those nice deep breaths. Noticing if we're holding tension in any area of our body. Asking your body what it needs to release today. Moving back around to the back of the shoulder blades. And just sensing how they feel in connection with the surface behind you. Are your shoulder blades lying flat on the mat? moving down through the middle of the back and down to the lower back. And just noticing where the lower back is placed, whether it's close to the mat or maybe it's popped up off of the mat. And again, there's no right or wrong. We're just noticing, sensing, tuning into the body. And again, taking that nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, focus on all of the muscles in your back, releasing and relaxing. Traveling around to the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders, traveling down through the arms, into the elbows and the forearms. Noticing if we're holding any tension in the wrist area, the hands, and the fingers. You can go ahead and wiggle those fingers and just sense how they feel against the mat or the chair. And then just allowing those fingers to release and relax, allowing the wrist to melt. Bringing your attention into the rib cage, the diaphragm, and the belly. Taking a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, moving down towards the pelvic floor, allowing the diaphragm to release, the rib cage to release. Moving around down through the hips to the back of the hips, into the glutes, allowing those glute muscles to release and relax. Moving over to the front of the thighs, and then down to the knees. Just noticing where the knees have fallen to. Perhaps they're rolled out to the sides, or perhaps they're pointed straight towards the ceiling. And just moving down through the back of the thighs into the back of the knees, allowing any tension in the knee area to release. Moving down through the shins, and then into the back of the calf muscles. Down into the ankles, and the feet, and the toes. You can go ahead and wiggle your toes a little bit if you want to. Just paying attention to each toe as you create that movement and the space between them. Taking another deep inhale. And as you exhale, allow all of your muscles to let go, relaxing and releasing. And again, deep inhale either through the nose or the mouth. Filling the belly first with air and then the chest at the very end into the rib cage. And then exhale with a sigh if you want to, allowing everything just to melt into the mat or the surface underneath you. Allowing all of those muscles to release any tension that they're holding on to. And then just breathing normally. Take a few moments just to do another couple little scans up and down the body, paying attention to how the body's feeling in this moment. Just noticing whether the body feels more relaxed, if your breath is easier, if you're carrying less tension in through the neck area, through the abdomen, the rib cage, the diaphragm, the chest. And you can stay here for as long as you'd like, or you can join me in bringing the knees back to a bent position, feet flat on the floor. And I'm just going to gently and very slowly roll to my side. Bringing the hands in front, you might want to prop one hand or arm underneath the head and just take a moment here to take a couple of breaths. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can choose to stay seated, just allowing the body to release anything that it does not need to hold on to in this moment. Taking those nice deep breaths and just allow those tensions to release from the body. And now if your eyes are closed, you can start to slowly open the eyes, coming back to the space that you began in. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes if you want to. Just continue to take those nice deep breaths, allowing those muscles to release. And then when you're feeling ready to, you can slowly press yourself up to seated and come to a space that feels comfortable. If you're already seated, you can stay there and continue to let the body just relax and release all of those tensions. Spend a moment here and seated and just really pay attention to how the body feels in this moment in comparison to when we first started the practice. I'm hoping that you are noticing that you're feeling less tension, perhaps less stress in the body, and that your muscles feel much more relaxed. This could be a practice that you do maybe in the morning to start your day to become more grounded, more present, more connected with your body, or perhaps at the end of the day, or maybe at both times of the day. Before you go to bed, it might be a great time to help release some of those tensions so that you sleep a lot better. So let me know in the comments how this felt for you. These types of practices are very important, especially in the world that we live in today. So making that time to help your body get connected is going to be the key to helping the body heal, whether it's from hormonal issues or perhaps it's just looking to have more energy or feel better in your skin. All right, my friends, have an amazing day or evening wherever you are, and I will see you for our next session.